So, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. The topic for tonight is the change that you didn't expect. So,
it's not happening recently, right? Everything is going well and not so much change in this year, not at all.
Yeah, this is the perfect year for everything. Everyone is expecting the most amazing year for 2020. All the numbers, numerology said it's going to be perfect and we're going to expect something amazing this year. But what's your point of view about change and how change should show up? So what were you expecting from the change that you were asking for? Did you get what you were asking for? That's what you were receiving? Or what's the difference between what you are receiving and what you think that you see in the world? So how much of the things that are happening right now around you are meeting your expectations? Or in other words, how much of the things that are happening around you is truly like you value it or you receive it as it is, or you see it through all the filters, all the points of view, all the expectations? Because there is a big difference between the two. Like, did you ever ask the question that what I was asking for and what is happening, is that a contribution what I was asking for?
Yeah, and how many times when you ask for change and the change is, it's happening and it appears in your life and you just say, no, I didn't ask that, no. And how many times do you have fear about the change or, just resist and you just don't want to do that? And how many times you feel this change is shit, but is it really shit? Or does it create more? How many times do you ask questions about it? When something is happening in your life and you don't like it, did you ask questions? This is what I was asking for. This is the change what I really wanted.
Yeah, and that's a big question. Is it something that you don't like because it doesn't show up that you wanted?
Yeah, the way you want it.
Or this is something that will contribute to the life that you desire to create. And it doesn't mean this will be the final result, but this is one step towards it. Or it's totally possible this is not what you were asking for. This is not a contribution you were asking for. So what else you can do now? But first and foremost, just ask the question, yeah, is this a change? Or this is something that is showing up as a different mixture of what happened in the past? So the same thing is happening again and again, but it's a little bit different, so it feels like a change. Or it's not a change at all, it's just getting worse and worse. So how many limitations, how many points of view, and what orders do you have that are keeping the situation in that energy, or not allowing the situation to change, or even making it worse, more contracted, more limiting?
And everything that brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all of that?
For all eternity. So whatever is happening now in your life, just lower your barriers and allow yourself to receive it. Like, all the points of view you have about what's happening, destroy and uncreate, and revoke, recount, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce. All the promises, oaths, vows, fealties, communities, and secret promises and blood oaths, everything that you have ever made towards the situation and towards this year and towards what you were asking for. And just allow yourself to have total ease. Just ask ease with everything that's happening now. Allow yourself to have ease with your body, with your being, with your business. And ask for the change, ask for the ease with the change.
Oh, yes.
So if you tap into the energy of what's happening right now with you, so what's the energy of it now? How does it feel now?
Does it create more in the future? Is it a contribution?
Do you have more clarity? And of course, all your points of view about how you should feel, how it should show up, what you sense, what you perceive. So all your expectations, points of view, and judgments about it, will you destroy and uncreate for all eternity? And just allow all of it to disappear and eliminate and eradicate it for all eternity. And how does it feel now? Like, do you have more space or less space? And what is it that you can sense now about that situation? The situation that wasn't very nice at the beginning. Like, what are the details that you can sense now? What is the information that comes to the surface now? Like, do you have more capacity? Do you have more skills? Do you have, like, are you more in charge? Like, do you see yourself more capable to change the future, more capable to deal with things that are happening right now? Like, do you see yourself more from the space of the infinite being that you truly be? Like, how much, before that, how much have you seen yourself as a finite being, as someone who are dependent on the environment, on the world, on the things that are happening around you? And do you have more ease, more power, more capacities, more space? And just allow yourself to expand that space and expand yourself as an infinite being. Allow yourself to own your whole life, the whole environment, the whole reality. And everything that's not a contribution to you will you destroy and uncreate for eternity. Everywhere where you bought into that you are dependent on that situation, will you destroy and uncreate and revoke, recount, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce for all eternity and beyond that.
And what else is really possible now? What else is really possible with change and the expectations and the fear?
So are you willing to go beyond the expectations? And are you willing to go beyond the fear? Going beyond all the limitations? So everywhere where you sense yourself as being caught in a spider web, that you are in the middle and the spider is coming and that painful death is just on the way. It's just getting worse and worse. Just allow yourself to destroy and uncreate all of that. All the anchors to that fearful reality. Just destroy and uncreate all of that. How much of that was true to you as an infinite being? How much of that was functioning from your truth? Functioning from your knowing, from the spaciousness that you truly be. So everything that's not you, everything that's not from the space of the infinite being that you truly be, will you now destroy and uncreate for all eternity. All the tiny roots, all the tiny parts of that spider web, even the spider itself, will you destroy and uncreate? And what is emerging now to the surface? What is starting to show up for you now? And just allow your body and your whole being to start to receive that, to decipher it, to translate it to yourself. So everything that you titled as fear, everything that you titled as the limitations of this reality, if you destroy and uncreate all that, what is the energy that emerges to the surface? What is the energy that starts to show up now? And just allow all that energy and skills and capacities to show up in its totality. And just receive, 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 receive. Because the problem with fear, it doesn't allow you to have total clarity. It doesn't allow you to have access to your capacities, to consciousness. So now just simply access your capacities, your skills, everything that you locked away from yourself. Everything you bought into, you don't have access to. And what else can show up now if you own this space? If you own your whole life, if you own even beyond all realities. Because magically everything you start to own, you start to have control over it. You start to have total power over that. There is no such thing that's beyond you, only if you give up. Only if you decide, you have no possibility to cover that, to own that. So which are the areas of your life where you gave up your ownership? Is that the financial reality? Is that your relationships? Is that your body? And just allow yourself to keep expanding and receiving with no points of view. So what can you be and do now?
And if you see the change now in your life, how is it now? What is the information you get or you receive? What is the space? And if you ask the question now, is it a contribution? Does it create more for me? Does it change? the change. Yeah. Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, please type it in the chat box, or you can type it in your language chat box to the translator, and they can translate it. Yeah, so what else is really possible with change? What did we buy into regarding change?
Everywhere where you made changes as a wrongness, everywhere where the change showed up and you judge it as a wrongness, as being faulty, as it's your fault, or as it's the fault of this reality, or it's the fault of your neighbors, or it's everyone else's fault.
Yeah, how many times did you judge yourself because of the change? Because it showed up in a way you didn't expect, and you think it's something is wrong with you because you didn't want that. You asked for something else, so it's something is wrong with you. So everything that brings up and everywhere you made wrong yourself because of the change, would you destroy and uncreate all of that for all eternity? Yeah.
So how is it now? Do you have more space or less space? Do you have more ease or less? Do you have more capacities or less? Can you create greater or not?
So hi, I have a question here in the Czech chat.
Yes.
So I will translate it to you, and then I'll just read it out loud to the Czech.
Yep.
Okay.
So I have a question from Alžběta, and she says that she now feels insecure or like doubt that the change is becoming to the better, that it is actually going to be better, that she is actually going to improve, that it's an improvement.
Yes.
She's doubting it, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wait, we are waiting. Just let us know when you translate it. Just a moment.
Done.
Done. Okay, cool.
So is there any information that is missing for you about the change? So how much of that doubt is coming from there is missing information? Or how much of that doubt belongs to someone else? What if you can have total ease with change? So how many people was asking for something greater or was asking for something to change, and it showed up, and now they can't believe that it was that easy, and if that easy, it cannot be true.
And actually, when did you buy into you can't be successful? And when did you buy into you are not allowed to improve your life and make it better and better? So everything that brings up, every time when you bought into, you are not allowed to be happy, successful, and make your life better, would you destroy and uncreate all of that for all eternity? Yeah.
And actually, if you were asking for something and it showed up in a way that's not as great as you was expecting, what if you can ask, like, are you willing to recognize that you were the creator of that? Like, you were asking for it and it showed up. Okay, it's possible that you didn't ask for all the details. You were not that detailed during the creation. But hey, first and foremost, are you willing to recognize that you created it? So what it means, you can create again. Just set the rules again, add those details or change those details that were not working for you, and ask for that newer version, for that upgraded version.
Sorry. Can you just give me a second? I think
Yes.
I have a bad internet connection here.
Okay.
So just 1 second.
Okay. Is it part of the change, the internet connection? Okay, cool.
So everything that you were asking for and just realized that there is something greater possible now, or it wasn't that perfect, all the details. Are you ready to, and are you willing to ask for everything that you desire to have? So everywhere where you realized, fuck, it showed up as I wanted, as I was asking for, I wasn't that aware what I'm asking for. Cool, now I know what I truly want, so now I can ask for that. The amazing part that you can ask for what you desire and it will show up. So just be smart what you are asking for.
There is a question. What question can I ask not to afraid the change in relationships?
Yeah.
It depends. What would you like? You know, if you can face and if you have clarity about your relationship, because you already have, that's why you are asking this question. So what would you like? You already know what kind of relationship would you like to have, and you have a relationship. Is it that what you really would like?
And if you are afraid to lose that relationship, if you are afraid of the change because of whatever is happening in your life, you know, like you already have a relationship, so you should be very lucky that at least you have a relationship. And everything that brings up will you destroy and uncreate for all eternity. But
and
what
actually, who am I without my relationship? Because lots of times, you know, we recognize ourselves as a relationship with someone. And if you don't have a relationship, or if you quit, you know, suddenly, who are you without your relationship? What can you do? What can you create? Is it scary? Is it fearful? Or does it create more for you? And who does this belong to, this scariness? Why are you scary? What's the reason you feel scary without your relationship? How much do you depend on that relationship? And everything that brings up, would you destroy and uncreate all of that?
Okay.
What if you can, what if you can create a greater life without your relationship? Or you can find another relationship which works much better for you. How many times do you, you know, hold into the old patterns and the old things because you're just scared to create something new? And everything that brings up, and every time when you didn't create more in your life because you hold into the old things because it was secure and it feels safe for you, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? And are you willing to step out from this box? Are you willing to step out from your comfort zone and create greater? And everything that brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all of that for all eternity? Forever and ever. So what else is really possible with change? So
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everywhere where you are afraid of the change, just ask the question, like, who am I with this situation? Like, what am I bought into? Like, who I become with this relationship? What am I not willing to lose if I lose this relationship or if I lose this situation that I feel so dependent or so attached to? And who I would become if this dependency or attachment wouldn't exist. If it wasn't true, who would I be then?
And what can I create then?
And actually, we are going to have a 7-day event, which is about from attachment to gratitude.
Gratitude.
Which is about how you can see these situations, how you can move from being attached, being in dependency, to the space where you are totally grateful and you are receiving and you have ease in your life. And no matter which area of your life, but how can you move from that space where you have the fear, where you are scared, to the space where you have total gratitude toward yourself and to all these situations or all these people, and honoring yourself and have total ease in your life. So we are inviting you to this amazing series, a 7-day event.
In December, details are coming soon.
Yeah.
And you know, these questions are always actual. Who am I without my stories? Who am I without my past? If my past wouldn't exist, what would I create? And what would I be? You can ask, who am I without my relationship? If my relationship wouldn't exist, who can I be? What can I do? What can I create? What are the potencies I was hiding or I wasn't willing to step into? And everything that is, would you destroy and uncreate all of that? Every time when you are not allowed to yourself to be you, would you destroy and uncreate all of that as well? And are you willing to choose, and are you willing to choose the change with total ease?
And have the ease everywhere in your life.
And have fun with that.
Cool. So thank you so much for everyone for joining us. And thank you so much for the amazing translators and everyone who made this possible tonight.
Thank you for your presence. Thank you for the great questions. Yeah. And have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful night. It depends where are you in the world. And see you soon. See you soon. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
See you.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.